If you have all the money in this world and I ask you which car you would buy, you would say this or this car. But if you ask me which car I would like to buy, I would only say this. The Skoda Octavia VRS Mark I was a genesis of tuning culture in India. It was the first one to give you budget performance and instantly became a cult classic. 2 decades later, in 2017, Skoda decided to bring the VRS 230 back in India. Hi guys, my name is Karan. Welcome to Go Mechanic and welcome to a brand new episode of Flaunt Your Ride, where we feature some of the best modded cars in our country. Standing right beside me is a 2018 Skoda Octavia VRS with 230 bhp and 350 Newton meter of torque from factory, but it was not enough for people at Autopsyche. So they tuned this monster with stage 3 remap and it now produces 440 bhp and 550 Newton meter of torque, which can easily make your passenger feel uneasy. So a crazy horsepower number is one thing. There are loads of other things packed into this car. And here we have Mr. Gagan. Welcome to our show.
Thank you.
And he will be letting us know about every other parts fitted into this car. When you have 440 brake horsepower, the standard brakes will not work for you. You need something better. And this car have got heck lot of modification in terms of braking.
So the Racing Line Red calipers, these are the stage 3 calipers, and as I mentioned earlier, they are housing a 4-piston set, and just they dissipate heat a lot faster in comparison to other big brake kits. But the downside is that you have to have a bare minimum of 18-inch rim, otherwise they won't fit because of the overall size increment over the standard ones. The standard ones come with 17-inch rims, but if you want to have these kind of big brake kits, you have to have 18-inch rims. So speaking of rims, then we have the Lenzo Venom series. These are performance series rims wrapped around with Yokohama Advent sports tires, giving you the ultimate performance and comfort at the same time.
So earlier, I remember this car used to have OZs, but
yeah, so OZs, though OZs were the 19-inch rims, and to be very honest, we also wanted to make sure that the car can be driven around within the city.
Yeah.
So those were 19-inch rims. They are kind of difficult to drive around, but these are good not only for road but also for the track.
So we are at the rear end and you can see heck lot of other cosmetic parts here. And Mr. Gagan will let us know about them.
So yeah, I mean, we wanted to make sure that the car has a slightly underrated, stealthy look overall, although the car is pushing 440 horsepower. But the overall aesthetics, we wanted to keep them slightly on the down low. So that's why we just went with the basic upgrades. So as you can see, we have this nice Maxton design lip spoiler extension installed over the regular stock spoiler. And then we also played around with the badging. This originally is chrome and black, but we changed the background to the body color and de-chromed the entire badge. And then we also have a functional rear diffuser to dissipate the negative pressure from underneath the car and from behind the car. And complementing them are these Miltech sports tips, which are in polished chrome.
So the magic number of 440 doesn't come just with a tune. There are heck lot of things done to this engine. Mr. Gagan will let us know in detail whatever you have done to it.
Well, you're right. I mean, in order to push the car up to 440 brake horsepower, there were loads of upgrades that had to be done throughout the around the engine, to be more precise. So to begin with, we have LM440 hybrid turbo, which is the reason why we were able to push the car up to 440 horsepower. But to support the turbo, we had to do a number of modifications and upgrades around the engine to make sure that all of that power can safely be transferred from the engine to the gearbox to the tires. So other than the turbo, we have an upgraded intercooler, we have an upgraded intake filter, and along with that, with the turbo inlet pipe, which are much bigger and thicker and have a more consistent flow of air to the turbo, allowing the turbo to do its job properly. And then on top of that, we also have decat downpipe in order to make sure that the engine can breathe better. So the inlet is free flow, the exit is free flow, overall giving the car a much better breathability.
So you were also talking about some coil packs inside the engine.
Oh yeah, so again, since all of the power is now being pushed into the cylinder, we have to make sure that each and every compression and explosion happening in each and every cylinder is proper. So in order to make that happen, we have Audi RS3 coil packs and Audi RS7 spark plugs in order to make sure that the ignition and the sparks are happening as per the requirement of the ECU and the TCU.
So we talked about the badge in the rear, which was de-chromed, and like that in the front they have also done this.
We have done a few cosmetics upgrade or tinkering around with the car. We wanted to make sure that the car is we wanted to make sure the car is kind of underrated. So we have done a chrome delete on the grille and on the logo as well. Again, the logo was in chrome and the background of the logo was in black, so it stood out, but we wanted to make it underrated, so the background was changed into the same color as the color of the car and de-chromed the entire badge, giving it a more sportier and a sharper look.
So this was all for this video. If you want to see more of such content, do let us know in the comments. This is your buddy Karan signing off. See you on next Saturday. Goodbye and happy motoring.
पंजाबी में कहावत है, चाह जो गुड़ जितना पाओगे उतनी मिट्टी बन जाएगी. So everything inclusive, manpower, parts, labor, testing and all that stuff. I'd say north of about 15 lakh rupees. 15, yeah, north of 15, close to 16 lakh rupees.